Good afternoon and good evening. This is Juan Carlos from Inspire Growth, and today we have a special guest. Her name is Kathy Hou. Katie, she's a transformational coach and a fellow member of the Mind Valley Ever Coach community. With Katie, we also have been speaking in the last times about the importance of education, the importance of finding balance when one is a professional, when one is being a leader inside of an institution or a community, and at the same time you're also a parent. So you're looking for a balance between both of them. Not only that, with Katie, we also have some great stories about our Asian market. But first of all, let me welcome you. Katie, how are you?
Hi. My name is Kathy Hou. I am from Taiwan, and I've lived in Taiwan for a very long time. And I used to be, traveling around the world in organizations and doing a whole bunch of stuff because I used to, be an MBA person, fly around the world. An organization is like a little community. It's the same when you're in a school. I'm a kindergarten teacher right now, and I see the system, the whole system. And I find that there's Taiwan is a very tiny, small little island. We have the best engineers, best everything. And they all go out, they send their kids out, they give them the best life, they send them all over and they come back. And the kids, they send them to the States or wherever. It takes a little bit of time to organize all this. And when they come back, there's a discord. There's stuff that doesn't work, So when I'm teaching, the system, which is the teachers, the facilities, the stuff we use, it's just like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Their minds are up here, but the stuff is here. And children's minds are so little, and the parents' minds are so far, and there's a big system here, and they expect their kids to be like this, and they compare themselves to other people. It's like, no, you gotta do it nice and slow. Start from within, inside. I don't know. I just see so much, I can read people. I see so much because of the very special position I've been in.
Yeah,
So I see a lot of
wonderful.
discord.
No, no, indeed, and I'm a father myself. I have a 4 years old daughter,
Yeah.
and I consider that my experience was very, I wouldn't call it unique, but very special,
Mm-hmm.
because when my daughter was born, everything in my life changed. Uh, the way how I see the world, the way how I acted professionally was completely different than,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and not when she was born. I just did a change just before she was born, and I'm lucky that I did that, because that basically made everything later so much acceptable, so much joyful, because I was able to really uh, be part of the change that comes with
Yeah, you,
having a
you have
child.
to be, it's got to flow with it, right? If you
Yeah.
don't, then there's something that happens where you're like, you're not ready for it. I see it in all, I'm a kindergarten teacher too. I'm a coach and a kindergarten teacher. So I use it and it all combines together. I watch them and I see them and I'm like, oh my gosh, these kids, they want some love. And so, I can feel you, it's like, wow. So if you're part of the change and you can see, oh, you gotta work with your kid's 4 years old, right?
Yeah.
Right. And it's good. And then you got to learn how to teach them. But if you don't have a good teacher and the system tells them, oh, you got to be like this, you have to be encouraging. They remember, their minds are so open right now. They're so conscious, super, super conscious. They watch this person, oh, that person, oh, that person. If I do this, then I get attention. If I do this, I get attention. If I do this, I get attention. So you have to engage because every child is different. You can't be like an army. I want to do this. Boop, boop, boop. You can't do that. You know.
Yeah.
What do you, what?
I agree. I agree. And it's wonderful to see also how really, yes, we can, you can perceive a lot of things from books. You can try to understand what's going on, but it's a continuous experience. It's not something that you really,
Immersive.
yeah.
And when you teach a child, no, you know, because I just have a story that just happened to me today. It's Monday. So my class, I have the baby class, and my kids are like 15 months. 15 months, they're in kindergarten already in Taiwan. And the age difference is big. 15 months to about maybe 15, almost 24 months. For a child, a brain's development is not developed yet. They can't talk. They don't know how to use their brain to connect. Their brain is no right and left. There's no right and left at the moment. It's just consciousness. So they just look at you with their eyes and they're like, oh, I see you do this. And then you do this. Oh, I give you this. Oh, okay. You know, it's very interactive. And they look at you. And if everything is all crazy, it's all crazy in the classroom, you know. Everybody's family life is very, very, very important. It's part of the whole educational process. And especially, I've studied this, and the beauty about being a coach right now is because I decided to learn about myself more. The first thing I did, like 3 years ago, before COVID, I decided to learn by myself. And then I got into hypnotherapy, and then it took me back and back and back. And the most precious part is it starts when you are a child in the baby's womb. I mean, when you're your mom's tummy, you know, the vibrations, we're all about vibrations. It's all about vibrations. They can hear what is angry. They can hear the sound, big, small, you know, they hear it, they feel it, and they watch you, and they reflect it on you. So as a kindergarten teacher, I see a classroom of 16 kids, for example. I can look at them and I know exactly what is going on at home. One kid, you know, just before you go to sleep, she's going to sleep, and it's a very sweet, like she's like a little Buddha. She's like this, you know, and she's just conscious, and she just grabs her water bottle and puts it down, and then she starts doing like what do you like sit-ups like this, you know, like, because she's watching her mom. So when we put her in kindergarten to do a routine, it's about the environment around you, you know, environment, how they perceive and how you see things. And I'm like, wow. And then also connection with your co-teacher, the people you work with, co-creators, if they understand and they want to help, you want to, you know, if you don't have people that want to help, it doesn't work, you know, because you're pushing. It has to flow. You have to collaborate with people. So that's my experience, like, for today. Today
Yeah.
was tough, really tough, because half of my kids were at home. They were sick for 10 days. They had EV. They had a stomach virus.
Yeah.
Kids don't know how to not move. So we had to send everybody home, and then everybody's back today. And of course, some of them have separation problems, but they want to learn. You know, they just want to learn. Yeah.
Yeah. They're like sponges now.
Yeah, the more than sponges is super, you know. They're like incredible. How old is your kid?
she's
4?
she's 4 months, 4 years, 8 months at this moment.
And what's her 4 years? So almost 5. So she's in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Okay.
She just entered into the what we'll call the first class of school this year.
Grade 1?
So
Or
she went to kindergarten as well, and now she's in the basic school.
basic grade 1?
Yeah,
Like, I don't know.
basic grade 1 indeed.
Oh, okay. Did you homeschool her?
No, no, we did send her from school since she was three and a half, three and a half,
Oh,
4. But we never sent her too long. We just wanted her to have the experience of contact with other people. But
yes, because children,
yeah,
if one thing I noticed, massive thing I noticed, there's one kid, she's a little bit older, so scared because of the news. Everybody, the news and scared watching. And so the parents, they're so conscious, they're trying to protect their kids and they keep them inside. That is not a good thing. They need to actually go outside to interact,
yeah,
feel, smell, eyes, hear, mouth, touch, everything. You know, I took them to the stand pit, and one child, she was like, oh my God, I don't want to go into the stand. And then I looked at her, I'm like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong? Oh, it's too hot. Because they're too protected, so they don't get all the elements. They need to be in as young as possible, get into all the feelings, see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. They have to do it right away. So I'm very, very dramatic when I'm in class. I'd get a tambourine, I'm like, boom, boom, boom. And they're like, whoa. But the children that I know who's been inside too much when they don't go out, because the parents overprotect. It's too much.
yeah,
Because when you
correct.
go into society, you need a community. You have to learn. And I have first month, my kids, everyone is crying. Everyone is crying. And I'm like, no, if you cry, so I've old, young. So the older ones teach the younger ones, and I show them. And the younger ones, they're like, because all they need, if they have an emotion that is crying, I said, can you talk? Use your mouth to talk. Oh, you like this? Oh, yeah. Oh, you like this? So you have to have everything, so it's very, very interesting. And I'm so patient right now. I see through, I know what their family is like, and I'm teaching my co-teachers how to work with me.
Nice.
And she's too focused on one thing. And I say, wait, you need to focus on this and this and this, because I have experience now, so I help. I say, oh, you do this, because everyone's different. But then you need somebody to just be like, these are some routines, safe, ease and flow, nice. But if it's like this, because some people in school, I find they just yelling. And I'm like, you know what? You have to be consistent. You're yelling because daddy is too much. And so I told the teacher to take a video of their child, because I learned this when I went to Estonia, watching reaction and action. So I say, take a video. Look, everybody's okay. And look at you. You're crying. You're the only one crying because they want, and then tell the mommy or daddy to tell them with the video to teach, because we have to work with parents to have conscious kids that can grow and learn and know, society. This is something I learned, and I kind of made it up, and I was like, oh my gosh, show him. And then show it to the mom. Send the video to the mom line. And then let mommy tell him. Because now they have separation. It's in the beginning, right? So they're scared, and communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you say that as a parent, as a mom,
Yeah.
as parents, that they are always looking for answers, and where I see that around or parents, friends of the people that we know, everyone is always looking for answers, always looking for information. In this case, it will be, if I may ask you, how do you see it from a perspective point of view, from a coach and from a teacher, from an educator, a professional educator? What are the main what are some of the characteristics that we should teach our kids, especially if, let's say, when we know that there are, for example, if there is a kid that has dyslexia, for example, or if there is a kid that has autism, how would you, or even in my case, let's say, for example, I would love to also a kid that comes from different cultures, that also has two different very strong cultures. Uh, how would you
Well,
say it, for example?
well, first of all, I would expect children are so open and so conscious. You have to teach by example. It's that simple. People
Yeah.
make it so complicated. You got to do this, that. No, sorry. A kid will act how you act and feel how you feel. So there's a lot of discord. You think kids don't understand whether they were in your womb, when you were just gestating. It is all related. So even if they are not in there, because when they're not in their inner self and true love, the only way they know how to express it is to crying or aggression, anger. But you have to see their inner being. If you see your kid trying to walk, right, the first time, right? Children are very, 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 very smart and very intuitive. And you let them, when they fall, some kids will see, oh my gosh, she's so tall, I want to be like that. And they will try, and they will try and try and try. But think about it. A lot of parents that have not taught their kids properly, right? Now there's a lot of really conscious teachers, but sometimes parents need to just let them be like that, but then speak very softly with them, not yell, because but and then if they are still having anxiety or dyslexic, don't yell at them. Just say, okay, it's okay. You can be firm and raise your voice, but not scream and get angry, because they can feel it. You can be firm and say, okay, wait until I've finished doing this, and then I will come and get to you. But in the moment, right now, you need to calm down, because I have other things to do. And see, but you need to be so steady and consistent. When you see one person is reacting like that, and then you go, that person is gonna just, because that person's got a stronger personality, because everybody else is doing it, but that person, no. But then they see you doing that, they think, oh, that gets attention. Oh, so I'm gonna do that. No, these people have stronger minds than the rest, So you have to be calm. Say, okay, wait until I finish. Until I finished everything, I will come to you. But if you continue doing that, then you have a choice. You can choose to cry, but you're going to cry over there. And then, I don't know however old your kids are. 4 years old is a little bit older. But maybe a room where it's a quiet room where they have some things to do. Put them in a room, because they want attention. That's what they want. A lot of kids, because the parents, they don't connect with them. So you put them in a room, or a room with where nobody's looking, and they are distracted. So have a coloring thing, a puzzle thing, and a sensory thing. Something that can use their hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To calm down and just breathe. Because I'm quite a specialist. I didn't even realize this until I think it was last year. There was one kid, he was about 4 or 5 years old. I think we're doing summer camp last year, about September, I don't know. He was screaming, and she was just going absolutely bananas. And I just finished my coaching. Business life coach, and I regressed, and I thought to myself, this child, she must be so angry because she at home, her parents must be so neglecting her, and she wants so much attention. So the more people that look at her, the more she screams because she wants it. And I thought, oh my God, I said, everybody, it was summer camp. So I took everybody, I said, hey, give it to me, come. I took her, and I took her to a room where there was nobody. And I said, because the more people that look, the more she screamed. It's you know, I just licked a few things and I was like, oh my gosh, she has problems, but she's never been able to express it. And she's always been yelled at. And the poor girl, must for 3 4 years in kindergarten, she must have so much anger because she's special. But the more special and the more you yell at her, what's gonna happen? She's gonna fucking be crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry for the,
No,
but you
no,
know,
no. Yeah.
so I'm like, okay. So I took her and summer camp and everybody's pointing at her. She remembers this. It's gonna be trauma for her 30 years later when she's a grown person, when she's trying to do something. But it'll make her more determined into doing other things. I don't know. Depends on the environment she grows up in. So I took her to a little room and I told the teacher, I said, listen, go to another room where there's nobody else around. And then bring a toy or bring something that she can hold. Bring a puzzle, bring something hard, a puzzle, 3 things, something different because each child is different. And just sit her down. I did it for 2 seconds, but I had my own class, and I'm like, okay, sorry, I gotta go. I'm busy. So I have another 20-something kids. So that's what I did. But I think we need to train people,
Yeah.
I don't just tell my every day is so crazy, so different. I don't
Wonderful.
know.
No, no,
Yeah.
I love it. I love that we address these subjects is because um, we speak to entrepreneurs, we speak to leaders, uh, but we all have zero, and if not, we all never. There is no school for parents. There is no school for teachers, and it's our obligation as parents to educate ourselves, to learn, to find information, to talk to people about it. So I think even this space, what we have spoke today, I hope it can reach a lot of our entrepreneurs that they are parents as
I
well, so they can also
Me
see that.
too.
So
Yeah.
now going to that point, Katie, one of the probably one of the roots or the burning questions that normally parents tend to have as well now has to do with technology, even for children. How do you see it, for example, from the perspective of devices, of TV, of video? How is your perspective with that and children?
I think that they have to definitely be 100% censored. Children, very young children, I don't think they should. I mean, okay, technology at the moment is very, very, very rampant, and it's, we can't get away from it. But maybe just have something that is, I don't know the research on the blue light, but if possible, they could have stuff where it's only just purely, but only for a certain amount of time. They cannot have access to the computer. They cannot have access to a phone because their brain is so open. All the images and parents, teachers, entrepreneurs, if you guys give your phone to your kid, it's very, very irresponsible because it's not censored at all. And their brains can absorb so much information and you don't even know and they don't even know. I mean, this is very, very serious. I've been studying this for years and I'm very, very, I do not want, like, I've censored myself to watching news, watching videos, watching any content unless I want it. Like even the ads that keep popping up, the subliminal messages that keep popping up, it's just really very, very bad. And there's so much information. So I would certainly censor it. But, if there's, I don't know how people do it, but less television is best. And if you do, it's got to be like for kids, cartoons. But a lot of the cartoons, some parents think it's just a cartoon. It's social issues that are going on. So you have to be very careful the content you put out and conscious. So many people are unconscious about all of this stuff, So thank you so much because I'm relaying a message. I want to have conscious parenting, conscious teachers, conscious people in general. Taiwan is very conscious. It's kind of interesting. They're very shy. And the parents that really care, you can see they really care, they're because Taiwan society is like that. You should come visit sometime. You feel it. You'll feel the difference. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Katie. Yeah, Taiwan is in my list.
No, I was doing personal development anyways. And then when I started to get to know me better, and I the universe, law of attraction too, gave me an opportunity to teach babies. And I was so patient. I didn't understand how patient I was. And then I started using a lot of like coaching Mind Valley stuff, back just full circle. And I started using it. And I just started pushing instead of using whatever the teachers were doing. I'd make my own props and then we had to be on the, on the computer with babies. And my colleagues would come to me and say, how do you get a baby's attention to focus? I said, I don't know. It was just something so mind-blowing to me. But I was just creative, I was like, oh, but they had to create a space and routine and what to do. And I said, hey, go and look for this. And I put in some work. I printed out a whole bunch of cards. Everyone had a set. And I told the parents, so this is it. I taught the parents how to teach their children. They have to be collaborative for 20 minutes, 40 minutes a day. I made them. And I told my co-teacher to translate, to say, listen, they have to take this out. You can't put it everywhere. You have to, when they finish, they're babies. You are responsible for their stuff. So take their stuff, put it back. Okay, make sure they have all their ABCs, make sure they have stamps, whatever, and put it back in a box. And then watch you do it. You teach by example. So that was the beginning of how I was like, wow, you have to just teach by example. You do it yourself. And then the ones that know, that come and help you, you give them a sticker. And then they all want to help you. And when they come and help, they push each other. I'm like, no, don't push. Together, one by one. And I started doing this myself. And I started to see my kids were in baby class. They knew how to work together and build a castle together within 6 months since I've taught them. And I think the 4 or 5 year olds couldn't even build something together because one kid would kick it and other kid would be like, scream or whatever. And I was like, wow, I taught them to be collaborative because I did it in class. That's very important. It's super, super. I can send you some videos of what my kids at 2.5 years old do.
Nice.
It's just crazy, Yeah.
Beautiful. So, Katie, thank you, really. And I think that the conscious parenting direction that you are taking, it's indeed something that can help us, everyone, to help us
conscious
understand.
Teaching too. Conscious teaching.
Yeah. Conscious teaching. So, if in our network or in our community of coaches, entrepreneurs, business owners, if they would like to get in touch with you, Katie, and learn more about conscious parenting, conscious teaching, how could they get in touch with you best?
Oh, at the moment, this is very organic. I'm doing it through word of mouth. I'm on LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn, is it LinkedIn with Facebook?
Yeah,
I'm not
LinkedIn.
sure. I'm on Facebook on Kathy Hou. I'm not doing the business part yet because I'm very involved in the actual teaching part at the moment. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out later,
LinkedIn. We're going to make sure then in the video, we're going to make sure that in our presentations, of course, that we have all the information from you from LinkedIn.
Facebook or maybe Instagram, but my Instagram is not podcast. It's like just showing people different things that I do. The Instagram, I think they have reels and shorts, but YouTube, it's just too much, like it's like, oh my gosh. I need to just, sort myself, figure it out later. So we'll see how that goes,
Completely understood. Indeed, as you mentioned as well, like
Do you have all
something
of
like
it?
with children, I think actually also with children, we also as persons, we also need, as you mentioned, we need to be aware of where are we giving our attention to.
Yeah, we need to be present. And
Exactly.
with presence, people are like, why don't you ask I'm like, because I don't have time. I'm with 23 different personalities. And then I have my co-teacher that's new that I have to teach too. Like there's so many levels. And I have to be quite strong to be able to say no, this very present. And then when when I get home, I'm exhausted. I'm like, my back hurts, and I'm like, what's this? So then I start to learn, and I'm like, okay. Then I start to do Tai Chi, Qigong, because it's for old people. Like then you move your body and make yourself stronger, and but it's all organic, and it's like the law of attraction. You just attract more and more better teachers, and it's just
Yeah,
organic. So yeah, it's interesting.
love it, love it. I
Yeah,
need to do Tai
happy.
Chi.
No,
Great,
it's just a few. You don't need to do a lot. Just it's like maybe 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there. Like after this, I'm probably gonna do some stretches and some silly whatever, only but consistently after every 20, 30 minutes. And then I'll just go and like right after this, I'm going to go and move around, do something. I'm gonna probably do some stretches, stretch my back a bit, and then start to get ready to wind down. But what a wonderful, had a good time.
wonderful. Well, Katie, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much, and let me know how everything goes. And I don't know, are you on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn and all that stuff?
Yeah, indeed. Well, as the head of the agency, indeed, there is a presence that we maintain.
I don't
It,
know. I'm
yeah,
very
but
new.
it as you mentioned, it's also a sense of even being present in all these channels and these they really have to have a purpose. If we are doing things, what I will make share when I reflect as well on what we have discussed today is that we also apply a lot of these concepts of teaching by example in every ecosystem that we have, in the ecosystems that we have in a team, in a
Oh, you
company.
do? Okay, so we are aligned. That's why
Yeah,
it's so easy
indeed.
conversation, right?
Yeah, and indeed, so we cannot ask, for example, or team members to be very, let's say, focus oriented, or that they can or they understand how to communicate or vision or objectives if we don't do that ourselves, if we are not
Mm-hmm.
very clear, if we are not very aware or where are the strengths and the weakness of ourselves,
Exactly. You
of
gotta
our
be,
team.
because I noticed something that you listened to everything I said. You were really listening. A lot of people, they just want to get their word in, and we are very like, yes, and thank you. I appreciate it.
No, thank you, Katie. So this has been an amazing tip. Everyone, thank you very much for everyone that actually has been seeing our show today. Remember, for Inspire Growth and for the Growth Hacks experiences is always an opportunity to share with talented persons around the world, like Katie today. So if you want to know more about our show, please always subscribe or leave us a comment. We will make sure actually as well to get you on contact with Katie, for example, if you have questions for her. Thank you very much, everyone. I wish you, Katie, a wonderful day.
You
Take
too.
care.